Okay, so everything's kind of a mess, but 240 volts, that's to the mains. That comes into the bottom of this. I shouldn't be fiddling in there. Anyway, it goes to this relay. It's actually a contactor type relay. There's a relay and a contactor there. USB controller here controls with 12 volts going in through this line here. The power to this relay, and then when that fires, the contactor fires, it throws 240 volts here, which comes out here and goes into the amplifier. Okay, so secondary to this is a it's going to be a little hard to see it, but the new looking let me focus it. The new looking device in between here is a jumper, like a patch cable, and this is pin 4 of P4, which is supposed to be 24 volts DC, and that is connected to the standby operate switch. So what I've done is put the second channel relay in here in control of that 24 volt. So the idea here is fire up the amp, let it warm up, and then throw the standby operate. So for a smoke test, I'm going to start this up with the standby off, or operate off, and you can see the power on is already on. So the test initially is just to make sure that it comes on, comes all the way up, warms up, and everything is fine. So we're going to try that. This is some software I wrote that controls this stuff. So here's I can do a momentary or an on-off. This is some of the setup for this. So we're going to we'll go ahead and enable it, and then we'll hit the on switch. So I'm going to hit this on switch, and power comes on. Okay, so that's coming on, and now we're in the warm-up phase. You can see the channel 1 there, the first one is red, and that's actually a good sign. I wish they were green, but it's red anyway. So now we wait for 3 minutes, and I'll put you on pause for that. So we're just waiting now. I think I waited about 1.5 minutes so far, and I'll just edit the video. And we're hoping for this just to come up and be normal. Everything should be normal. The cable that I built is straight through on 5 lines, and I only broke out pin 4, which is supposed to be standby operate and be 24 volts. Hopefully they didn't change anything. I didn't actually measure it because I'm a dumbass like that. This next step is just the warm up complete there. So I think we're normal. I'm going to put it in operate. It should not go into operate. Okay, so the light comes on, but that's just because it's allowing 24 volts to go over to that relay. But you can see no high voltage yet. So I'm going to set the phone down right here somehow. See if I can prop it up with something. Sorry for all these delays. Here we go. Alright, let me just get that steady. So now I'm just going to click the high voltage relay. And it works. Okay, so the beauty of all this is that I can now control this from the internet. My computer's on the internet. My application software that I wrote is available for me to turn this on and off. And I can control sort of a soft start of the standby operate. So if I wanted to, I could just, here, I'll show you. I can just turn it back off. And you can see the high voltage starts to drop. The only thing about this is that this light always thinks that it's still on. But high voltage is obviously turned off now. So, and then if I do this, there's really no change. All that does is put 24 volts on pin 4 that goes down to the power supply and turns on the high voltage relay. So no change. And then if I click this switch over here, it comes on. So that's working exactly like it's supposed to. That's a pretty good first run smoke test.